Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Williams and I'm a Senior Product Manager on the Windows Autopatch team. I focus on delivering great experiences for commercial driver and firmware management, ensuring IT pros have the tools they need to keep devices secure, stable, and up to date. Let's get started with this Microsoft Technical Takeoff session titled Windows Autopatch, your playbook for advanced update management. In this session, we'll start by answering key questions. Why should IT pros use Autopatch for updates? We'll look at how Autopatch helps organizations streamline updates management, reduce operational overhead, and improve security, all while keeping IT pros in control. From there, we'll shift our focus to Autopatch's advanced update management capabilities, features designed to help organizations with more specialized needs. We'll explore tools that give IT pros greater flexibility and control over their update strategy, including how to expedite quality updates, customize feature update deployments, take a more hands-on approach to driver management, and leverage controls for managing edge updates. Beyond just features, we'll also cover how to maximize your success with Autopatch. We'll highlight key things IT pros should know before getting started, helping you avoid common pitfalls and make the most of your service. We'll take a deeper dive into some of the most common questions we hear about driver management, exploring exceptions in the system and how drivers are targeted to specific devices. Before we dive into solutions, let's take a step back and look at the biggest challenges IT pros and business decision makers face today. These challenges aren't new, but they become more pressing as technology, security threats, and business expectations continue to evolve. When we talk to customers, these are the three biggest challenges we hear about. Known vulnerabilities. The cybersecurity landscape has changed. Ransomware as a service has made it easier than ever for bad actors to deploy attacks at scale. Unpatched operating systems and software vulnerabilities remain one of the primary attack vectors, making timely updates critical for keeping organizations secure. Competing IT priorities, the shift to hybrid work has increased IT complexity. Organizations now manage devices across multiple locations with different update cadences and security requirements. Reducing costs, getting more out of your IT spend. Many organizations are being asked to do more with less. Economic pressures and macro trends mean that IT budgets are often stagnant or shrinking. That raises the question, how can IT pros maximize their existing investments and ensure they're getting the most value out of their update management strategy? IT pros need solutions that streamline update management, reduce security risks, and optimize costs without adding complexity. That's exactly what we'll focus on today as we walk through how Windows Autopatch helps address these challenges and why IT pros should use Autopatch. When we talk about doing more with less, this is exactly what we mean. More security, more productivity, and less effort in managing updates. Let's break it down. More secure. Security threats are evolving, and unpatched vulnerabilities are one of the biggest risks organizations face. With Autopatch, updates are applied automatically, including security updates and zero-day patches, helping IT pros stay ahead of the threats without manual intervention. More productive. IT pros are being asked to do more, but update management shouldn't be a time-consuming burden. Autopatch takes care of scheduling, deploying, and monitoring updates, freeing up IT pros to focus on strategic initiatives instead of spending cycles on routine patching. And less overhead. Many organizations are looking to optimize their IT operations, reducing infrastructure costs, consolidating vendor solutions, and streamlining processes. With Autopatch, update management is handled in a single service, helping IT teams simplify workflows and reduce operational overhead. Autopatch provides IT pros with a more secure, more efficient, and less complex approach to update management, so you can focus on what matters most. Monica and Serby do an amazing job of covering the fundamentals of Windows Autopatch, which this session builds upon. Their session focuses on the core update experience that works for the majority of IT pros in their day-to-day operations. They take a deeper look into unified update management, explain safe rollout practices, and best practices for managing drivers, feature, quality updates in a way that ensures smooth and reliable update experience. If you're looking for a foundational understanding of how Autopatch simplifies update management while keeping IT pros in control, I highly recommend checking it out. While that session focuses on the core update experience that works for most IT pros, this session is all about flexibility and control, helping organizations with more specialized needs take update management to the next level. Now let's dive into advanced update management controls, where we'll explore how IT pros can fine-tune quality updates, feature updates, driver management, and more to meet their organization's unique requirements. Keeping devices secure and up to date with quality updates is critical, but sometimes IT pros need to respond to urgent issues that can't wait for the next scheduled update cycle. That's where Expedite quality updates come in. Typically, quality updates follow a structured rollout process, but there are times when IT pros need a faster solution. A critical security vulnerability, a widespread software issue, or an urgent compliance requirement might require a rapid response. In these situations, waiting for normal update policies to apply, following deferrals and deadlines, just isn't an option. Our solution is Expedite quality updates. Let's walk through how it works. Expedite quality updates give IT pros the ability to push critical updates as quickly as possible, ensuring devices receive protection without delay. Expedited updates don't wait for the next routine scan. Instead, the device is triggered to scan and installs the update right away. Any configured deferrals or deadlines are ignored, ensuring the update is deployed immediately. Even with expedited updates, IT pros can still define how long end users can defer a required restart, balancing urgency with user experience. Expedite quality update is designed for those exceptional cases when immediate action is required. It's not intended for regular monthly updates, but it provides a critical safety net for IT pros when urgent deployment is necessary. Now let's jump into a demo and see how expediting quality updates works in action.
In this demo, I'll walk you through how to create an Expedite quality update policy in Windows Autopatch. You'll see how IT pros can quickly deploy critical updates and ensure devices are patched as soon as possible. To start, go to Devices, Manage Updates, Windows Updates, and select the Quality Updates tab. Now select Create and choose Expedite Policy. Give the policy a name and optional description. Choose the update to expedite. This ensures devices install the update if their OS version is lower than your selection. Security updates are labeled as B releases and are released the second Tuesday of the month, while non-security updates are labeled D release, which come out the fourth week of the month. The drop-down list will only show the latest 2 security updates. Non-security updates will only appear towards the end of the month when available until the next month's B security release is published. Now, choose how many days users can defer the required restart before enforcement. Then select Next. Choose any scope tags and select Next. Now you can add groups you want to assign to this policy by selecting Add Groups. You can also choose groups you want to exclude. When you've made all your group selections, select Next. Review your policy configuration, then select Create. After deployment, IT admins can track compliance and update progress in the Windows Quality Updates report. With these simple steps, Expedite provides IT pros with the agility needed to respond to urgent situations efficiently. If you're not already using this capability, now is the time to explore how it can strengthen your security posture and improve your update responsiveness in your organization.
Feature updates are a key part of keeping devices up to date and ensuring users have access to the latest improvements, features, and security enhancements. However, deploying feature updates isn't always straightforward, and IT pros often face challenges that require flexibility. A one-size-fits-all approach sometimes doesn't work when it comes to feature updates. Organizations have diverse needs, and IT pros need to be able to control how and when updates are deployed to minimize disruptions. Every organization has different requirements. Enforcing updates at the same pace for all devices can create unnecessary disruptions. Before rolling out updates broadly, IT pros often want a subset of users to install the update first, allowing them to gather feedback and validate compatibility. Not all devices are eligible for Windows 11, which means IT pros need to manage exceptions manually, adding unnecessary workload and complexity. To address these challenges, we're providing IT pros with more control over how feature updates are deployed. Deploy Windows 11 feature updates as optional. With this new setting, IT pros can offer feature updates as optional, allowing end users to seek out, download, and install them when they're ready. This approach supports early adopters, provides valuable feedback, and helps IT pros gauge readiness before full deployment. For devices that can't upgrade to Windows 11, Autopatch can automatically move them to the latest supported Windows 10 version alongside your Windows 11 deployment. This eliminates the need for IT pros to manage separate policies manually, reducing complexity and saving time. These features allow IT admins to adapt feature update deployments to their organization's unique needs, ensuring a balance between end-user flexibility and IT control. With the ability to let users initiate their own upgrades and automatically manage Windows 10's exceptions, IT pros can streamline updates with confidence. Now that we've covered advanced controls available for feature updates, let's dive into a demo and see how we can put these capabilities to use in your environment.
In this demo, I'll walk you through how to customize your feature update policy in Windows Autopatch. You'll see how IT pros can use our flexible controls to deploy Windows feature updates in a way that aligns with your organization's unique needs. Let's jump into a demo and see how to create a feature update policy. Start by navigating to Devices, Manage Updates, Windows Updates, and select the Feature Updates tab. Choose Create, then pick either Feature Update Policy or Autopatch Multi-Phase Release. The controls we'll be focusing on today are available in both. Next, provide a name and optional description for the policy. Choose the Windows version to deploy. I'll select Windows 11 24H2. Here, you can choose whether to make the update required or optional. I'll select Optional, which allows users to install the update when they're ready, supporting early adoption and feedback collection. You can always come back later and change the deployment to required once you're ready for broader rollout. To manage all your devices, regardless of Windows 11 eligibility, check this box to update Windows 10 devices to the latest version alongside your Windows 11 deployment. Choose a rollout option, deploy as soon as possible, make it available on a specific date, or roll it out gradually. Then choose Next. Here you can assign any scope tags and select Next. You can now add groups you want to assign to this policy, but you can also choose groups you want to exclude. When you've made all your group selections, select Next. Review your policy configuration, then select Create. Once deployed, IT admins can track compliance and update progress in the Windows Feature Update report. And that's it. Feature updates are a critical part of keeping devices secure and productive. By using these controls, IT pros can fine-tune deployments, enable early testing, and ensure a smooth upgrade experience for their organization. If you haven't explored these capabilities yet, I encourage you to start planning your next feature update deployment with Windows Autopatch.
Managing driver updates at scale is challenging. With thousands of hardware variations and frequent updates, IT pros need flexibility and control to ensure updates are deployed effectively while minimizing disruption. That's exactly what manual driver approvals enable. While automation and automatic approvals work for many customers, some organizations have additional requirements when managing driver updates. Let's take a look at some of the challenges IT pros face. Driver management is complex. With so many different hardware configurations, ensuring the right driver reaches the right device at the right time requires careful coordination. Not all drivers are equal and may require different deployment needs. Some updates may need to be deployed immediately, while others, such as firmware updates, may require a slower, stage rollout or additional validation before being broadly deployed. Safe rollout of other drivers. Sometimes IT admins know that a driver in the Other Drivers tab could resolve issues or improve performance. Even in an automatic policy, IT pros need the ability to define how and when these drivers are deployed to ensure a smooth and controlled rollout. To address these challenges, we provide IT pros with manual approval options, allowing them to take a more hands-on approach when needed. Manually approve and deploy drivers. IT pros decide which drivers to install and when devices should start being offered the update. Manual approvals allow you to minimize disruption, ensuring updates are introduced at the right time by aligning driver approvals with your IT strategy, whether that's offering all drivers together once a month or syncing with your monthly quality updates. We've added bulk actions to let you scale more efficiently. Manage updates by approving, pausing, or declining up to 100 drivers at a time. With these controls, IT pros can confidently manage driver updates in a way that best fits their organization's needs, whether it's maintaining greater oversight on specific driver types, prioritizing updates strategically, or rolling out multiple updates together to minimize disruptions. We've talked about advanced controls available for managing drivers, but now let's see them in action. In this demo, we'll walk through how you can manually approve and deploy drivers, minimize disruptions, and scale approvals efficiently to better align with your organization's needs.
In this demo, I'll walk you through how to use manual driver approvals in Windows Autopatch when your organization requires more control. While most customers benefit from automatic approvals, these tools provide flexibility for organizations with unique needs. allowing IT pros to stage rollouts, align updates to minimize disruption, and manage approvals at scale. Let's jump into the demo and see how you can use manual approvals to manage driver deployments when additional control is needed. Navigate to the Drivers Update tab. Under Devices, Manage Updates, and Windows Update. In this tenant's Autopatch groups, I have a mix of automatic and manual policies. Let's select Manage Driver for Autopatch groups. This makes managing drivers easier across your environment by letting you take action across all policies from one place. I can now see all the recommended drivers applicable to my devices. I'll choose this Bluetooth driver to demonstrate how IT pros can customize their driver deployments when needed. You'll have a few choices: approve for all policies, decline for all unreviewed policies, or manage for individual policies, which is what I'll choose. I'll first select all my Ring 1 policies where this driver is applicable to at least one device. I'll schedule the deployment to align with my next quality update, which is one day after the next Patch Tuesday. Then select Save. Now I'll select the driver again and approve it for my Ring 2 policies, scheduling deployment 5 days after the next Patch Tuesday. Now I'll continue with the last two rings, approving the driver for Ring 3 policies and scheduling the deployment for 9 days after my Patch Tuesday. Finally, I'll select the last ring and approve it for 10 days after Patch Tuesday. Now all my devices will receive this driver alongside their next scheduled security quality update. Even if you primarily use automatic policies, these tools allow IT pros to manually approve specific drivers when needed, including those in the Other Drivers tab. You can now also take action on up to 100 drivers at once, helping you save time. Select all the drivers you want and choose Manage. You'll see a list of all selected drivers and can apply actions to approve, pause, decline, or manage them individually. Select Save, and Windows Autopatch will take care of the rest. And just like that, managing driver updates is simple. Autopatch gives IT pros the flexibility to customize deployments when needed. I hope this demo has provided useful insights to help you manage drivers more effectively and make the most of the flexibility Autopatch offers. Now is a great time to explore these capabilities, start using Autopatch's driver management tools, and see how they can enhance your update strategy.
One update capability that many IT pros may not be aware of is the ability to manage Microsoft Edge updates through Windows Autopatch. This feature provides organizations with a structured way to roll out browser updates while maintaining stability and control. By leveraging different update channels, IT pros can introduce a safer and more controlled rollout process while also gaining early insights into new Edge updates before they're broadly deployed. Edge updates can come from one of two servicing channels, and let's go over the differences. The stable channel is designed for broad deployment. This channel delivers new features approximately every 4 weeks, with security and quality updates released as needed. It's the most stable channel and is the result of stabilization of the feature set available in the prior beta channel release. The beta channel is intended for production testing with a smaller representative group of users. This channel provides early access to updates while still being a supported release. Like the stable channel, new features ship about every 4 weeks, and security and quality updates are provided as needed. The key takeaway here is early testing and safe rollouts. The beta channel allows IT pros to test new updates with a smaller group before rolling them out to the entire organization. This helps identify potential issues early and ensures compatibility with internal applications before full deployment. Now that you know Autopatch can manage your Edge updates, let's jump into the demo and see how IT pros can control Edge updates by leveraging different update channels.
In this demo, I'll show you how Windows Autopatch simplifies Edge update management with just a few clicks. You'll see how IT pros can enable Edge updates and control which servicing channels devices receive updates from. Now let's see how to enable and manage Edge updates through Autopatch. Start by navigating to Tenant Administrator, Windows Autopatch, Autopatch Groups, and select Update Settings. Toggle Edge updates to allow. Once enabled, Autopatch will create policies and assign device groups to Edge's servicing channels. To manage which servicing channels devices will take updates from, Navigate to Devices, Manage Devices, Configuration, and you will land on Policies. Locate the policies to control Edge servicing channels, Windows Autopatch Edge Update Channel Beta, and Stable. I'm going to select the Stable policy. By default, the Broad, Fast, and First groups are assigned to the Stable channel, while Test group is assigned to the Beta channel. To adjust which groups receive updates from each channel, select Edit next to Assignments. Then you can add groups to assign additional devices to a channel, remove already assigned groups, or choose to exclude groups. And there you have it. With just a few clicks, IT pros can automate and control Edge updates. If you haven't enabled this capability yet, I encourage you to explore how Autopatch can help you simplify Edge updates and keep your organizations running smoothly.
Now that we've covered some advanced management capabilities of Windows Autopatch, let's shift our focus on how IT pros can get the most out of the service. By understanding key considerations and best practices, you can ensure a smooth experience and maximize the benefits of Windows Autopatch in your environment. Before you start managing updates with Windows Autopatch, there are a few key things IT pros should know. These insights will help you set the right expectations, avoid common pitfalls, and make informed decisions to keep your environment running smoothly. Let's start with Microsoft Edge updates. Windows Autopatch takes care of keeping Edge up to date, but there are a couple of important things IT pros should be aware of. Edge updates are automatically deployed over a few days with a progressive rollout to devices enrolled in the beta or stable channels. This staggered rollout helps ensure a smooth update experience while minimizing the risk of widespread issues. In the rare case that rolling back an Edge update is necessary, Microsoft provides guidance on how to revert updates using MSI or group policy. This gives IT Pro a controlled way to handle issues if needed. Now let's talk about Expedite updates. This capability has traditionally been used for security updates, but we've expanded its functionality to provide even more value to IT pros managing Windows 11 devices. Expedite expands beyond security updates. With Windows 11, Expedite can now be used for the latest non-security quality updates. This means IT pros can address stability, performance, and functionality issues more quickly without having to wait for the next monthly security update. In changes with Windows 11 24H2, Expedite no longer requires the Update Health tool. Previously, Expedite relied upon the Update Health tool to override deferrals and deadlines and trigger update scans. With Windows 11 24H2, this tool is no longer required, simplifying the process. And we've added support for long-term servicing channel, allowing IT pros to apply critical quality updates even in long-term managed environments. Now that we've covered some key things IT pros should know about managing Edge and Expedite updates with Autopatch, let's take a closer look at driver management exceptions. While Autopatch streamlines most driver updates, there are certain cases where drivers follow a different update process. Understanding these exceptions will help you better manage drivers in your environment. First, let's talk about plug-and-play device drivers. These drivers are automatically installed when a new component is detected by the operating system for the first time. When new hardware is connected and a compatible driver isn't available on the device, Windows automatically installs the latest necessary driver to ensure it functions properly. This keeps end users productive and ensures that the component delivers the best performance and full feature set right from the start. Once installed, these drivers will be managed through Windows Autopatch, meaning any future updates will require an approval. Unlike drivers managed through Windows Autopatch, plug-and-play drivers come from a separate update channel that is not managed by the service. Now let's look at extension drivers, which work alongside base drivers to enhance or modify their functionality. Before diving in, let's quickly define what base and extension drivers are. Base drivers, these interact directly with the hardware and are at the core component required for a device to function. Extension drivers, these operate at a higher level, processing data and commands between the base driver and the OS to improve functionality or add new capabilities. Unlike base drivers, extension drivers are not managed by Windows Autopatch. Extension drivers typically provide minor updates or additional features that improve how base driver interacts with the OS. They are generally benign and have minimal impact on end-user productivity. Extension drivers are easily recognized because extension will always appear in the driver name. For example, a driver may be labeled Intel Extension 2219.3.0.0. Note that devices that haven't received driver updates from Windows Update in a while may have several extension drivers available. These will be offered to the device the next time it scans Windows Update. One of the most common questions we get is, why isn't a specific driver available for my device? The answer usually comes down to driver targeting and how original equipment manufacturers, or OEMs, and independent hardware vendors, IHVs, define targeting criteria when they publish a driver to Windows Update. Even if a driver can be technically installed and run on a device, the targeting attributes provided by the publisher may reduce the scope of devices that the service can offer it to, even between devices with the same device model. Let's break down how this works. When OEMs and IHVs publish drivers to Windows Update, they provide Microsoft with targeting attributes that define which devices can receive the update. These attributes determine how broadly or narrowly a driver is applicable. Hardware identifiers target specific hardware components, such as a network adapter or a monitor. If a driver is published using a hardware ID, it will apply only to the specific component rather than the entire device. Computer hardware identifiers target an entire system rather than an individual component. These are the drivers that are published by your device's OEM. The Windows Update service prioritizes CHID targeting drivers over hardware ID targeted drivers and will only offer another CHID targeted driver if a CHID targeted driver is already installed on the device. This makes sure that you get drivers that have been validated and published by your device's OEM. Alongside hardware IDs and CHIDs, driver publishers specify which Windows version the driver can be installed on. This means a driver may be applicable to some devices, but not others based on OS versioning. That wraps up our session on advanced update management with Windows Autopatch. We've covered how IT pros can take greater control over feature, quality, driver, and edge updates, ensuring a balance between automation and flexibility. We appreciate your time today, and we hope this session has given you practical insights and strategies to help you make the most of Windows Autopatch in your environment. If you haven't already, we encourage you to explore Windows Autopatch in your organization and start leveraging these advanced capabilities. If you have any questions or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Reach out, join the conversation, and let us know how we can continue improving the experience for IT pros like you. Thank you.